everyone, it's Gwen. Welcome back to my channel. So sorry it's been like 2 months, I think, maybe, since I made a last video. I've been busy with like work and just a bunch of stuff. I don't know, I might make a separate like get ready with me video, just like talking more about my life and stuff. I feel like I've just had trouble balancing like the mental energy of YouTube plus work lately. Work's been busy and I'm only filming today because I actually have the day off, and I feel like I finally had like some like breathing time last week to like sit and plan new videos. And I also just feel like I haven't had like a ton of ideas or just been kind of in like a little bit of a YouTube rut. So I don't know, if there are videos that you'd like to see, please let me know. I do have some ideas. It's just like finding the time and mental energy to then do them has been difficult. But I do really want to start making more videos and be more consistent and not like just fall off like I feel like I have the last few months. So I just want to say apologies for that. I am still around and new videos will be coming. Today, as you guys can tell from the title, I'm going to be doing a video that I've been wanting to make for a bit because I've been listening to this band for a very long time, and that is telling you all my top 10 favorite songs by State Champs. State Champs are a pop punk band. They are from my hometown, Albany, New York. They're basically like my hometown boys. I have been listening to them since 2015. It's been almost 10 years. They were actually a part of my first ever pop punk show, which was State Champs, Neck Deep, Knuckle Puck, and Like Pacific in March of 2016. I was going to say 15 by accident, but no, it was 2016. It was 2016 and I started listening to them like November, December of 2015 when I found out about that show. And so I've been listening to them for a very long time, and of course got very excited when I found out they were from my hometown. And I've just been with them through so many eras and I've been a fan for a while. So this feels like it's a long time coming. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. And without further ado, let's get into my top 10. I'm gonna go from 10 to 1, with 1 being my most favorite, and then I have a couple honorable mentions that I will mention at the end. So let's get started. My 10th favorite song by State Champs is All You Are Is History. This is one of the songs that made them pretty big. It was on Around the World and Back, which is the album that I believe came out in 2015, the album that I was listening to a lot when I first started listening to them. That was kind of the newest album out at the time, so listening to songs on that album really just like takes me back. I get a lot of like just nostalgia listening to those songs from that album. And this is definitely one of them. This is one of them that they still play live pretty frequently. It's one of my boyfriend's favorite songs. I know it's a lot of people's favorite songs. I think it's one of Vama's favorite State Champ songs. A lot of people love this one, so I feel like it had to make the list. I actually ended up, I didn't initially have this one on the list, and then I bumped what was initially number 10 to a honorable mention spot to make room for this one, because this one came on the other day while I was running and I was like, shit, this is a good song. Like, this has to be on that list. Even if it's at the bottom, it's gotta make the cut. And so it did. Coming in at number 9, we have Secrets, which is the other song, basically the song that made the band huge around this time. It came out on the same album, Around the World and Back, and it was the song. And I mean, I remember like going on Spotify at the time and it was their top song. Now I think it's like number 4, but like, you know, if you play this song, people are gonna know it. They usually save it to play it last, and you know, it's not obviously like one of my top faves, though it is still on this list, because I just feel like while it is like their most popular song, I do feel like it holds its own, and it's like valid to be that popular, because I really do love it. And like when it comes on, I always jam. I always find myself getting pumped. Like, I don't usually get sick of this song, so I was like, it has to be here somewhere. It is a little bit lower down, but it is still a fantastic song. And if you are trying to get into State Champs, I mean, I would recommend it to you. Number 8, we have another kind of single, and that is Dead and Gone. This is from Living Proof, which was their album that came out after Around the World and Back, and this was, I believe, one of the singles. And it was when they kind of started to shift their sound to be a little more pop. A lot of people actually, I think, kind of made fun of this song because of the oh, like that. They kind of just felt like they were moving away from their pop punk roots and a little like more going into that pop section. But I love this song. I love this song for multiple reasons. First off, we saw them at Warped Tour a lot during like this Living Proof era. So songs from Living Proof like this one that they would play at Warped Tour just reminds me of Warped Tour. Like, if I had to think of a band or some songs that reminded me of Warped Tour, it would be Living Proof by State Champs. Anything from that album that was big, like, I'm just back in that, you know, dusty parking lot, having a good old time in the sun with my friends, and it's just, it really takes me back. So that's one of the reasons I do love this song, aside from it being super catchy and fun. I don't mind the oh, like I think it's fun. I like the pop part of it. Another reason I love it is because, of course, since they're from my hometown, they mention getting upstate again. I gotta get upstate again. I gotta get my head on straight again. You know, like, of course, I love that they are referencing Albany. They gotta get up to upstate New York. And this song does have a bit of a special connection with me. Not only that it's obviously referencing Albany, but that, like, when, I don't know, I would like feel myself getting into a rut, I suppose. Like this song just like hit it. I was like, oh, I do need to like get upstate and get back home to my roots. I don't know. I mean, it's cheesy to say now because I don't really think of it that way now. But I definitely like thought about that a little bit. Maybe like my first year in college, or like, I don't know, just 2017. I don't know, and I was just like angsty teen. Like, I don't know, I guess I just connected with it a little more then. So it is special to me. Number 7, we've got Elevated. This is from The Finer Things, which I believe is their first like debut full-length album. I think they had an EP out before that, but I think that was just an EP. So The Finer Things came out in 2013. It is like, to me, their best album. It's their most raw pop punk album, and I think Elevated was one of the singles. It's one of the biggest songs from that album that they still play, that people know of. It's my boyfriend's favorite State Champ song, and like rightfully so. It is a very, very good song, a big bop that they still play because they know people are gonna go crazy for it. Like I said, it was their first album and it was 2013, so it was just a different kind of pop punk. Derek, the lead singer, growls a lot. It's very much like a raw voice, raw pop punk. It is so fun, it's so energetic, and it really does just like take you back to like what pop punk was like in the early 2010s. And they are playing this album in full at When We Were Young Fest. They recently played it in full at a show in New York, like a one-off show in December to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of it. I wish they'd gone on a whole 10-year anniversary Finer Things tour, but we do have When We Were Young Fest tickets. We're not 100% sure if we're going to go or not. But one of the things that is swaying me to go is the fact that I would love to hear this album in full, because so many of these songs are so raw and so fun, and this is one of them. At number 6, we have Perfect Score. This is from Around the World and Back. I love the beat and rhythm of this song. It is so fun to sing along to. It is on my boyfriend and I's like romance playlist, or I don't know, just like our playlist that we have together of like cute love songs, which is one of the reasons that I feel like I've been listening to it more the past few years, but it has always been one of my faves from this album. It's on our playlist because of the line, "Lately we've been all about our privacy. We're not as alone as we would like to be. So take me to a place where it's just you and me and you won't want to go home." Like, I think that line is so cute. But it's just a really fun, upbeat pop punk song that always makes me jam. At number 5, we have Shape Up, which is also from Around the World and Back. This song gets me hype. I feel like this is an underrated song from this album. I remember finding this album 2015. At that point, I was in like, you know, high school gym class. It was like where I listened to a lot of my music. And I remember being on the treadmill and I was just shuffling like this album. So I was trying to get into this band that was opening for this, you know, my first ever pop punk show. I really wanted to see them. And like Shape Up, that got me running, that got me sprinting. And it's always still been on, I think it's still on my running playlist now. It's always been on kind of like my workout playlist, because it's one of the big lines is shape up and stand tall. So it just makes you like just want to work out, and it gets you motivated. But this one of all of them like really takes me back to like high school gym class, finding this band. And it's just so fun. It gets me so pumped. I love the rhythm. I love the beat in the verses. And yeah, I still think this is an underrated song of theirs in general, not just from this album. At number 4, we have Remedy. And this is like, you know, classic old State Champ song. It's from The Finer Things, but it is one that I think is played a little bit more. Not as much as Elevated, but I would say it's like one of the other faves from that album. I've heard it enough over all the times I've seen them live. I think I've seen them live like around 10 times, and I think I've seen this song like a pretty decent number of those times. Maybe not every tour, but like when they're playing kind of older songs, or like at Frozen Fest, which is their own little festival, holiday show, they will usually play older songs, and this is always one of the ones that gets the crowd pumped. If you're trying to get into old State Champs or State Champs in general, definitely check out Remedy. It's super catchy, it's super fun, but because it's on the finer things, you still get that raw pop punk. This song just engages my fight or flight. Like, it is just so much fun. All right, we're coming into my top 3. Number 3, we have Losing Myself. I don't know if this is a surprise to some of you because I think this is an underrated song. It's from Around the World and Back, and this has always been one of my favorite songs by them. Like, I remember it was one of my faves back in 2015 when I found this album. Of course I loved Secrets. I probably liked All You Are Is History, but like, ever since I heard this song, I've gravitated towards it. And of course, you know, I was lucky enough to hear it live then in full, which was amazing. Most recently, on their last tour and their last Frozen Fest I went to, they did this part of the show where it was like a mashup, a medley, and there was a screen that would say like, you know, in 3 seconds, you're about to hear a snippet from this song from this album, and they'd play like, I don't know, not that much of it, like a verse and a chorus, and that was like it. Now, luckily, I remember being at the show and Losing Myself was on that mashup, so I've gotten to hear a little bit of it recently, but like not enough. The medley was fun, but I was like, I wish they just pick a couple of those songs and just played them in full, and it would feel like it would have been better. But yeah, I love this song so much. And also my one complaint with that was, I think the best part of this song is the opening and the verses. I mean, the chorus is great too, but like what they did was they just ended up singing the chorus and the second verse, and that was it. And I was like, you guys kind of missed the best part of the song. But I guess that's what you get for it being in a medley. But I just love like the opening of the song. There's like a weird like sound from a speaker. I don't know why I love it, but I do. And then that just like the opening of just like the slow growth. I said, I always remember the wood grain beneath my feet. Like that open, just fire. It is so good. I don't know why I love it, but it just like tickles my brain or something. It's such a good song. And I love the opening of it. I'm glad that back in 2015 I did get to hear it live in full at least once, because it was special to me then and it's still special to me now. All right, coming in at number 2, my second favorite State Champs song is Slow Burn. Now this was on Around the World and Back deluxe version, and honestly, like, I'm surprised it didn't make the initial cut of like, you know, the first album. I don't quite know when they wrote it, maybe they wrote it later, but it's a great song, and either way I'm glad they got to release it in some form, because clearly it's become one of my favorites. I do love that they mentioned Chicago in it. I remember, I think when it came out I hadn't yet moved to Chicago, and there's a line, did I forget to mention I'll be gone by tomorrow on a plane to Chicago, and I remember hearing that and being like, yes, like Albany to Chicago, like that's what I be doing, slay. So that is like one of the reasons I love the song, but I also just think it is such a bop. I think that Derek's voice is a little bit more refined in it. It's not quite as, you know, raw and like growly, but I still really love it. I love the rhythm. I'm just so happy they got a chance to release this song. I love the way he sings in it. Like when he sings the word slow burn, it's just such a vibe. So if you haven't got a chance to listen to the song, because maybe you haven't like looked at the deluxe version of Around the World and Back, please check it out. I'm not sure if it's like one of their top songs on Spotify. It should be, because if it's not, I feel like people who maybe are finding the band now might not know about it, but it is a great song, so please listen to it. And my favorite number 1 State Champ song is Mine is Gold. This is from Living Proof, and this song has always ignited something in me. Ever since Living Proof came out in, I think, 2017, and I was really learning the album. I don't remember if this was a single or not, but like either way, this has always been my favorite song from that album. Like it just, I love the lyrics, I love the energy. It's clearly, I think it's about kind of like, you know, maybe shunning someone out of your life, a breakup, whatever, but it's more about like staying strong in who you are and like being confident and just like being done with someone else and loving yourself. And I've just always loved that mentality. I mean, there's been times in my life when maybe I've been able to like, you know, agree with it more, or just like it you know, it really speaks to what I've been going through. And now obviously it doesn't, but I still just love the energy, and it just gets me so pumped. Like I have this on my running playlist, and when this shit gets on, I start singing, like I just start running faster. I love this song. I think a lot of people love this song. I mean, I know somebody that has a tattoo for it, and so this might be like a somewhat popular fave, maybe not like a number 1 fave, but I don't know, I'm curious. But I love this song so much. If you haven't heard it by them, check it out. I'm sure you'll love it too. So those are my top 10 songs. I'm quickly gonna mention a couple of my honorable mentions are Criminal from Living Proof. I love this song. It's also just super cute, and my boyfriend listened to it a lot when we were like first talking, and so it's also on our like romance playlist, and it made him think of me. And it's also just a super cute song. Also, because it's on Living Proof, reminds me of the Warped Tour days. I have just a lot of great memories with this song. My second honorable mention is Easy Enough from The Finer Things, and this one is great. Once again, I think it's a little underrated. I don't know how popular it is from that album in terms of people's faves, but it is definitely one of my favorites. Like, I wish I could have mentioned more from The Finer Things. It was so hard to narrow this list down to just 10, because I really love Easy Enough. And then my last honorable mention is also from The Finer Things, and that is Deadly Conversation. I've always loved actually the acoustic version they have on their little acoustic EP. But then I feel like I listened to that so much, I forgot how good the original song is, and it is so great. So if you're trying to get into The Finer Things, definitely check out Easy Enough and Deadly Conversation, because I think both of those are a little underrated from that album, or just not like talked about enough anymore because they're so old. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions. Well, there you guys go. Those are my top 10 favorite State Champs songs. Like I said, it was super hard to narrow down because they have so many albums at this point. I mean, notice I didn't mention anything from their latest album. I mean, it has some bops that's kind of catchy, but I really do not find myself coming back to that one very often, aside from a handful of songs. I still love seeing them live. They are a great live band, so I will, you know, always go and see them live whenever they have a show around here. I do feel like that album just didn't really hit the mark for me. I don't know what their plans are for releasing anything new, but I'm hoping I feel a little better about their next album versus the one that recently came out. But Finer Things, Around the World and Back, and Living Proof are like all very, very strong albums in my opinion, and I really hope I get to see them play The Finer Things live at When We Were Young Fest in Vegas in October. That would be really, really awesome. But please guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also comment down below, let me know your favorite State Champs songs. Give me your top 3, give me your top 5, give me your top 10 if you want to. I'm really curious. Also, like, tell me your favorite album by them, because I just love to know, and maybe how long you guys have been a fan. But other than that, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I promise new videos are going to be on the way soon. And other than that, I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!